right, guys, it's been a week. I saw 28 Years Later. I wanted to sit on it before I did my review. I think it's time to share how I feel about this movie. So let's start off with the positives. What I liked about this movie. Well, I really enjoyed the storyline. I thought it was well-rounded, and I really enjoyed the characters and their journey. I would say the first half of the movie, it's kind of like a video game, and I really liked that. It really gave similar vibes to the first two, even though when this movie was over, it felt like a totally different movie. It did not feel like the first two, but in the first half, it definitely did. I loved the cinematography. I loved back and forth between old war videos. At first, I kind of was like, didn't really care for it, but then as it went on, I really enjoyed that. This movie had me freaking out. The first two scared me to death. I was so scared of zombies, even though these are not technically zombies, but it makes you think, could this happen in real life? And that is just super, super unsettling. So for this one, they stepped it up a notch, which some might not like. I didn't really care for some of the newer stuff, the newer zombies involved. I know they're not really zombies, but there's an alpha, and yeah. All eyes on him. Good for him, even though I guess that they use prosthetics, but it was just jaw dropping, and I was not expecting it with all the nudity. But it's a new world. Well, this island is in quarantine, so they can't get out. What I also liked about this movie is the promotion for it. It had me thinking that Jodie's character Isla was pregnant, and we didn't know why they didn't know she was pregnant, even though it turns out she wasn't the one that had this baby. I was freaking out, and I connected with a fellow horror reviewer who saw the movie before I did, and thankfully he got back to me and said that the baby is, spoiler alert, will be okay. So that's why I went to go see this movie. If you know me, I can't do anything, watch anything that harms a baby. So luckily he told me the baby's fine and she's okay. Now, I liked the fact that she did come from a infected person, and it shows the birth. That's also could be a negative for the way she gave birth. It was just weird, and it didn't seem realistic. I really enjoyed the bond in the beginning for the son and father. It's a different type of world they're living in, and they have to survive and be macho men and take out the infected. So just seeing the bond between father and son, he's teaching him the ways of how to become a, I would say, warrior and kill off the infected, and teach him that, like a good bonding, and he's gonna need to learn how to survive. Now for the negatives, which there is a lot of negatives. I would say the second half was way different than the first half, so the pacing was off, but that doesn't mean I didn't enjoy the second half. It was slower, and it was more of a beautiful message in storytelling, and I ended up crying for this next spoiler I'm gonna give for the death of Isla. It was just heartbreaking because they can't have medical treatment, and as someone who, everybody's been touched by cancer in some form, seeing this mom knowing that she's gonna die, it was just heartbreaking, and I cried, and it was super emotional. She has a son who wants to do anything for her. He literally went out to find the doctor to save her, and he knew it was gonna risk his life and her life, but he did it anyways. It felt human to me. I guess that could be in positive also. Other negative would have to be one type of, I can't think of what they called them. It was like a crawler infected person who was really slow and larger. I did not enjoy that. It just felt weird to me. I know for this one, they're gonna have to do things to step it up a notch, but for me, that didn't really feel real. So for that, I did not like it. As for the alpha infected people, it is what it is. I didn't mind it. I didn't hate it. It caught me off guard, and they're really scary. Nothing scarier than people chasing you who's infected, but it's even scarier when they're butt naked. Another negative is I was rooting for you, Aaron Taylor Johnson, but you ruined it for me. Why'd you have to cheat on your wife who you know is sick? It was just disgusting. 2 thumbs down. Another negative would have to be the skull tower. I know it symbolizes a lot and it has true meaning to it, but to me it didn't look real. I know that's a little nitpicky. It just didn't do it for me. I will say the chase scenes were really good. It felt like I was watching a video game, and the blood and gore were definitely there. And let's talk about the ending, okay? Because I gasped. I literally said, what the F? I wrote it down in my little notebook. I could not believe the ending. Not saying it wasn't bad. It caught me off guard, and I literally told my husband, I'm like, I'm gonna make you watch this. He hates horror films because of 28 Weeks Later. I'm like, you're not getting off with this one, because I wasn't gonna show him this movie, not his jam, until I saw the ending, because I just want to see his reaction. There's a lot of buzz about this ending. It doesn't make sense, but I guess if you know some of the history to it, it does. It reminds them, or was loosely based off a real person. I am not super educated on that, and I didn't really look into it. I saw a little bit, but I'm not one to speak about that. All I'm saying is the ending, whoa. I giggled. I was shook. What do you mean? And I know it's gonna go into the next one. What is this blonde Power Ranger ninja fighting people coming out of nowhere? Ended up loving it. I didn't in the moment because I was so confused, but now that it's been a few days, I can't wait to see the second one. Like, I need to watch it now, because Jimmy, which was a sad story for him. We see him in the beginning when he's a kid, and he comes back in the ending, and I'm here for it. I don't know what they're doing, but I'm intrigued. I can't wait for the new one. Now, overall, I would say I did like 28 Years Later. The pacing's off. Some of the cinematography might not be for everybody, but I think it works for this film. The characters, I was rooting for everybody. Not everybody, but mostly everybody. I wanted to know what was going to happen, and I'm excited to see the next one. I am not the biggest fan of zombie films. I know this is not a zombie film. They're infected people, but I liked it. I enjoyed it, and I can't wait to see the new one. As always, please stay safe out there, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.